Quick disclaimer, the comments made in this podcast are not meant to be hurtful or insulting to the authors of the highlighted fanfiction. Any seemingly degrading comments are made in jest and are not meant to be taken seriously. Similarly, anything read as part of the fanfictions do not represent the values of the hosts. Hello everyone, welcome back to Pick a Fic, the podcast where we pick a fanfiction to share with each other. My name is Jason, I will be hosting today. With me is my brother and co-host Micah.
Hi.
And today we've got our first part 2.
You didn't ask me how I was doing.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I was yicking out.
Oh no.
When you texted me and reminded me that all right, we're doing the podcast today. So, and in case you don't know what that means, wait till the Y2K postmodern RPG fanfiction that we'll read in the foreseeable future, because someone here hasn't played it yet.
Do you blame me?
Yes, you've had like 2 years to play it.
But it's yick. That was my point.
Yeah, true. I'm still grinding. I'm at like the last.
Well, mention that it was
calendar
like update 1.5. You're not just playing it for the first time.
Right, yeah, it's 1.5 update. I played the 1.25 update and I didn't like it at all. I hate that game. I'm playing the 1.5 update. I thought it was exclusive to Steam because I looked on the GOG site and it wasn't updated. But I saw that the Steam version was. So, and the game was on sale on Steam. So I'm like, okay, I'll just like buy it on Steam. You know, it's only $10. And then like a day later, it then gets updated on GOG. And they failed to communicate that at all on their social media. So that is $10 never going to see again. I could have refunded the game now that I think about it. But I'm already like 21 hours in.
Yeah, I think so that is the cutoff.
I heard people were able to get refunds on the crew when Ubisoft, I believe, shut down those servers.
Which they should.
Yeah, so
like,
even though like people like, you know, were
well, that's an exception.
I guess, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I also accidentally bought like 3D Mark because I thought you had to buy it. I didn't know there was a demo of it. It was like,
what are you doing?
It was like $7, and I'm like, okay. But then I found out that you can just get the demo, and like that'll do you just fine. So yeah,
bro's trying to become Digital Foundry over here.
I mean, it was when I was getting like my new PC parts, so I was like, yeah, I want to stress test my 4070 Super.
Anyway, we got Balto.
Yeah,
we got Moonlight Sonata Part 2. Chapters 3 and 4. Will Jenna die? That's the cliffhanger I left us off on.
I don't think Jenna's gonna die.
Because the wording is Balto loses Jenna. I think my prediction is that Steel is gonna come back.
You know what?
Then Steel, or not Steel, but like Jenna's gonna fall in love with him because Balto's becoming crazy.
My theory, Balto. Yeah, you know what? Balto's gonna kill Jenna. I think that's what's going to happen.
Wow. That's a bold prediction.
Yep.
I could see it going that way too. We're literally at the crossroads where it's like it could go like in so many different directions.
Yeah.
Because it did end literally at the halfway point. So I've been hanging on this for a while. I'm really excited to get into this. I've been thinking about it all week, basically.
I was only thinking about when I was editing it, like yesterday. The first part.
Yeah, so I think we get right into it. We don't need to go over all the information again, because that would be in the first part, which for you guys was 2 weeks ago. For us was about a week-ish ago, so let's get right into it. Do we remember our roles?
Yes, I am Jenna, and I think that was it. Actually, I'll be. Oh no, I can't do accents. So I guess if Boris does show up,
I think you need to take point on Boris. Though you're the Boris guy.
I am the Boris guy. That is what I'm known for. Okay, fine.
I doubt he's gonna be in this.
I'll try to be Boris. If I want Boris to show up and be like, Balto, what you doing? And Balto just mauls him like immediately.
Well, see, you got it down right there. Balto, what are you doing? That wasn't Boris accent. That was just generic Russian.
Yeah, that was like was there like a Russian guy in Call of Duty?
I think every Call of Duty has a Russian guy.
Dimitri, yeah. You're talking about like Dimitri there. What about Call of Duty fan fictions? Holy crap.
Oh, there's a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't looked at them, but they're on like, when I browse the list, they're up there.
Oh, those would be insane.
The numbers, Mason. He doesn't actually say that.
He doesn't.
Because he is the number.
I need to play those games again.
Let's do it right now. Let's just stop this and go over. I want to play Call of Duty.
I need to play them on Veteran.
I have to, I stopped at Modern Warfare 2019. I need to keep playing them. Anyway, let's stop talking about Call of Duty, because I already said we're going to get right into this and we haven't yet. So let's actually, for real, start. Balto awoke with a start. The dream had come again. He rose from beneath the blanket and walked over to the window in the wheelhouse. The sky was slowly changing from deep blues to golden hues as the sun brushed against the clouds. He leaned his head on the chipped and rotten wood of the window. The dream had been absent for a while, and it had shaken him with its return. He let out a yawn and stretched before heading down to the beach. The snow crunched under his paws as he walked. The scent filled his nose. Then a scent filled his nose. He breathed it in and turned his head to see a small pack of wolves walking up a ridge. He watched them with interest. One wolf paused as though sensing his presence. It turned, and a moment of staring passed between Balto and the wolf. The rest of the pack flanked the wolf and watched Balto. He broke eye contact and slunk away. Steele's voice echoed in his mind as he walked away from part of his heritage. Wait, walked away from part of his heritage? Wait, what's this last sentence? Steele's voice echoed in his mind as he walked away from part of his heritage. What does that mean?
I'm trying to find the part. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Sensing your presence. He broke eye contact and Steele's voice echoed his mind. Part of his, like, he's walking away from the pack of wolves?
But he's not with them. He's looking at them from a ridge.
He walked away from.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah,
maybe it doesn't mean anything. A howl broke through the insults and he turned back. The wolf lifted its head and was calling to him. He shook his head, which brought on a new assault of pain. The haunting howl brought to mind the music he kept hearing. He spun around and ran across the beach. He felt the wolf's eyes on him as he ran. Balto slowed to a stop once the pack was left far behind. He took a breath and looked around him. Tall trees reached to the sky around him. He turned around and round to try to get his bearings. Suddenly he stopped. A shadow was coming towards him. He felt an inexplicable fear as it came closer. He spun about and ran from the shadow. Snow kicked up as he plunged through it. His eyes wild with fear, he didn't see a steep embankment. For a moment his paws touched the ground, but it vanished as he pitched forward. He fell head over paws down the hill and came to a rest on a pile of snow. He shook himself off and looked around. The shadow was at the top of the hill. He felt malevolent anger wash over him as the shadow continued to stand there. Balto got to his feet shakily and looked for a way out. The shadow was making its way down the embankment. Fear clutched Balto, and without looking, he blindly ran off deeper into the trees. It easily kept up with him as he felt its breath on his heels. Balto ran faster and faster. The trees were blurs as he sped by. Arcs of snow flew high as he kept running. He had to escape this thing. It snapped at his heels as he raced along. Suddenly there was a break in the trees and he could see the town. An idea formed through the unrelenting fear. He would find Jenna. Jenna would keep this shadow at bay. He ran faster to try to and reach the town before the shadow engulfed him. He turned his head and slid to a stop in surprise. The shadow. It was gone. He scanned the land for the shadow, but it seemed to be gone. He heaved a breath and walked into the town. His fur slowly laid down as he came closer to Jenna's house. He turned a corner and stopped short. Jenna was speaking with Steele. Balto sat back on his haunches in shock. Her eyes seemed to glow with warmth as they spoke. Balto got up and bared his fangs. He wouldn't let Steel steal Jenna away from him. Without a second thought, he leapt at the black and white husky.
Balto!
Jenna's voice filled his ears as he struck Steel in the side. Balto ignored her as he brought his jaws close to the larger dog's throat. He glanced up and saw that it was one of Jenna's friends. He backed up and looked to Jenna. Fear shone in her eyes. He turned away and ran off.
Balto, wait!
Her voice echoed after him.
Balto!
He couldn't believe that he had almost torn her friend's throat out. But he had thought it was Steel. He came to a stop and gasped for breath. He had to make it up to Jenna somehow. An idea formed in his mind as he considered it. Balto headed to town. He went over to the boiler room that he had shown Jenna before when Rosie was gravely ill. He pushed open the door and froze. She was already there, and so was Steel. She was flirting with the husky. Balto backed away as pain shot through him. How could she do this to him? He took a breath and forced himself to leave. The plan to apologize to Jenna was fading under the images of seeing her dead.
Yeah.
Red filled Balto's eyes as he walked in his dark thoughts. The throbbing at the back of his head intensified as the haunting melody rose. Jenna's betrayal was the last straw. He would kill Steel and then her.
Yes, I told you.
Dude.
I told you he was going to do it.
So he's going full crazy mode.
I don't think... so my theory is that, like, what he saw, like, was, like, in his head.
Right, he's he's obviously... Because, I'm trying to remember. He, like, fell and hit his head, didn't he?
Yeah. So I think he's, like, hallucinating. Like, because he thought one of Jenna's friends was Steel, and now he's, like, hallucinating Jenna with Steel, because that's what he fears. So, yeah, so some pretty basic stuff. Okay, can I now look at the final...
oh, yeah.
The final...
I didn't... It was the name. It was the name Balto loses Jenna. I wanted to save it for the end of the last episode. That's why I told you not to look at it. But we're there now.
Okay. Okay, I see now.
So...
Yeah, what if Balto dies?
Dude, what if everyone
What
dies?
if
every single
dies?
character in the entire universe dies?
Balto just kills everyone.
This just becomes like a apocalyptic like end of the world thing at the end, where like the earth like opens up and just swallows the whole town, and it's just like,
he's a dog. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm starting to think that Jenna. It's still just the way it's worded, like. And after what just happened, he could still just like lose her emotionally. Like she could just be like, "I'm done with you."
Yeah, I mean that's probably what the author.
I'm
wants
putting it
us
down.
to
I'm
think.
putting it down on my like tier list of what's most likely to happen. I think.
I mean, I think.
Okay, maybe he starts attacking like a random dog, thinking it's Steel, and like and then like Jenna comes in and is just like. Jumps in front of the dog before Balto kills it and kills her instead.
Oh, it's like an accidental murder. Well, he has intentions to kill her.
He does actually. Yeah, dang it! What the heck? This is okay. You know, yeah, she just died. She's gonna die. Jenna's dead. Oh no! Well, not yet. She will die.
Okay. Let's see if Jenna dies.
Okay. Chapter 4: Balto loses Jenna. Oh, wait. I didn't even say the name of the last chapter. That was called Haunted. Anyway.
Crap. We failed.
You know what? Yeah, let's just stop here. We can't continue this podcast anymore.
Clearly.
Balto hid in the trees as he saw Steel come into the forest. His muscles rippled in anticipation, and he bared his teeth. I think it was barred. But he held himself still as the husky passed. He couldn't act too soon. The only way to defeat the larger dog was to get the jump on him. He slipped through the trees as Steel made his way deeper into the trees.
I see what you mean by how the author just repeats like
Like he slipped through the trees and still made his way deeper into the trees. Like he said the tree, like say the forest or the woods or just away. I don't know.
It's so funny to me.
All right. He was glad for his half-wolf heritage. His paws barely made a noise as he walked through the snow. Steels crunched through the snow, alerting everything to his presence. Didn't they just say in the last chapter that Balto's paws were crunching through the snow?
Steel's crunched through the snow, but okay, so Balto's crunched through the snow, but now Steel's crunched through the snow.
No, but it says here that his paws barely made a noise as he walked through the snow.
Oh.
And Steel's were crunching. But last chapter, his were crunching.
How can he do that? What if Steel's is just louder?
Nah, that's not what they mean. All right, anyway, let's keep going. Squirrels raced away while birds took wing. Balto waited for his moment, and in the ambush of noise, he leapt. His fangs tore into the scruff of Steel's neck. The large dog bucked and sent Balto flying. He slid through the snow but got up. He wouldn't lose this fight. He bunched up and charged at Steel. The husky faced off with him. Fangs flashed and flood, and blood splattered the ground. Balto took pleasure in seeing Steel's face mangled from his teeth. Okay, actually, new theory.
Okay.
Do you think this is Jenna? He's imagining Jenna as Steel.
Yeah.
And then it's going to do like the whole thing where like the illusion melts away and it's Jenna like dead. In like 15 pieces or something.
15.
I don't know how violent this is going to get. It's already getting pretty violent.
I mean, wait, what? It's rated T. It's rated T.
Yeah,
so,
but that's like self-rated, so like you never know.
But this is Valentine's Day. It's published on Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes, it has to be
about
wholesome.
love.
It has to be wholesome.
It has to be a wholesome love.
There's gonna be so there has to be a wholesome ending. Okay. Okay. They broke apart and circled each other. Fur bristled and growls filled the air. Balto leapt forward and snapped at Steel's leg. Sorry, I just keep imagining this as Jenna instead. It's so funny. The husky bit at his unprotected back, and he felt a rib break under the pressure of the larger dog's fangs. He bucked against Steel's hold and managed to break away. Balto stood there panting as Steel came closer. He held still until the last moment, then slid beneath the bigger dog. Using his fangs, Balto tore at Steel's underbelly. Oh my gosh. Blood, hot and warm, flooded his mouth. He didn't let himself admire it for long as Steel got a hold of his tail. He felt himself yanked up and slammed into the snow. He laid there in a daze as the husky stalked him. He got up and got a hold of Steel's neck. He tore at his throat until blood spurted and the larger dog began to fight less. He let go when Steel went limp. He gazed down at the lifeless animal and felt this surge of triumph. He had beaten Steel and now it was Jenna's turn. He would wait until nightfall. He knew Jenna liked to visit the window of the hospital that she had held vigil at until Rosie became better. With his plaid set, Balto abandoned the black and white dog in the snow. Okay, I don't think this is Jenna.
Yeah, it's not.
I didn't think so. I just thought that'd be a really funny plot twist. This has gotten like really violent all of a sudden.
What the heck? I might have to put a warning. I mean, come on.
The violence warning. Dogs dying.
Blood.
Blood.
Lots of blood.
Okay. Next part. Everything was
Evening.
Oh. It was like everything was falling. Whoa, the apocalypse did happen. Evening was falling as Balto slipped into the boiler room. He had a clear view of Jenna's perch. All he had to do was wait for the pretty red and white husky. As he waited, a memory took over him. It was the first time he had brought her here. Rosie was gravely ill and Balto wanted to take Jenna's mind off of it. He led Jenna inside and down a narrow shaft. He smiled at the comment she made when he had told her about dogs traveling for years to come to where he was leading her. The shaft opened up into a wider space with grate above a little hill. With grate? Does that mean grace? The shaft opened up into a wider space with. Does it mean gate? Like
no.
A wide. Like, what?
Great.
With grate, it's spelled as in like, like a door, like a grate.
Yeah.
Not like, it's great mate.
I don't know.
Okay, let's ignore that one too. Let's keep going. He climbed up the hill and positioned the bottles. Jenna had looked at him skeptically until he moved aside and a rainbow burst forth to light up one wall. She had looked so beautiful in the soft glow, like an angel. Balto was shaken from his reverie when he heard soft paws in the snow. He looked up and there was Jenna. She still looked like an angel. It was a shame that he had to kill her. The pain in his head throbbed again as he stared at her. Alright, let me get in the voice for this. Jenna, he called. The red and white husky turned her head.
Balto, what are you doing here?
She jumped down from the barrel and trotted over to him. Balto hid further in the boiler room. She kept following like a puppy on a string.
Balto, are you alright?
Oh boy. He sprang forward and went right for her vulnerable throat. She cried out in pain as his fangs sank deep. Blood splattered against his muzzle as he struck the jugular. He didn't want her to suffer as Steel had. Her body slowly stopped twitching and he let her drop to the floor. Her blood spread across the wooden floor and glowed like rubies in the firelight.
What the
This
heck?
is insane.
What? How did we get here?
Remember, it's Valentine's Day. It'll be wholesome.
Oh yeah, Valentine's Day. It'd be wholesome.
In a moment of clarity, Balto felt horror. What had he done to his love? Yeah.
What have you done?
He dropped down beside her and whined as he pressed his nose against her still warm cheek. He hadn't meant it. That's see, wholesome. He didn't mean it.
Yeah, he didn't mean it.
I'm so sorry.
Valentine's Day.
I gotta do the voice. I'm so sorry, Jenna. He laid beside her, not even noticing her blood soaking into his fur. Then the enormity of his actions hit him. He couldn't stay here. The townspeople would kill him. He got to his paws regretfully and lunged out of the tight confines of the boiler room. Luck was on his side as he raced from the town. Everyone had been asleep or indoors when he murdered Jenna, his angel. Ooh, we still have a bit to go.
Oh my gosh.
He left the town far behind and kept going past his boat and into the darkness of the forest. Oh wait, another theory. This is like this is like him, like this is like a dream or something, and he was gonna come back and like it's gonna be himself, like his own dead body. You know how they do that?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the last dream he had, it was italicized.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think they would spoil it though. Anyway, I'm just messing around. I don't actually think. As he ran, a blizzard kicked up and he became blind in the whiteout. But he kept moving forward. He had to find a safe place to hide. Suddenly, the ground disappeared from beneath him, and he slid down a steep incline. He landed hard on a lake and slid out over the ice. He laid there for a moment as he assessed himself. Once he was sure he was fine, he started to get up. With his sudden movement, the ice splintered and began to break apart. In desperation, he clung to the largest chunk, but it began to tip over. Balto scrambled to hold on, but his paws slipped into the cold water. The bit of ice tipped further, and he fell completely into the water. The ice covered over the only hole he could escape from. He tried desperately to find another way out, but the air in his chest was escaping fast and the current dragged him away from the surface. He knew he would die in this murky, cold world. The last breath escaped him and he waited in suspended motion. Darkness soon claimed him as Balto knew no more.
So...
There's still a lot.
He's dead?
I don't think so, because there's more, and he's talking. So.
Okay.
Wind whistled past his ears, and snow blasted against his face. Balto opened his eyes to see endless white. He pulled himself out of an embankment of snow and collapsed. He knew he was dead. Jenna, he whispered her name and began to sob. His sobbing came to a halt when a strange scent filled his nose. He looked up and saw a white wolf standing there. Once the wolf knew he was aware of its presence, it lifted its head in a howl. Balto looked away, and the wolf waited a moment before walking away into the blizzard. If you want... Oh, I think this is supposed to be in quotes. Okay, I'm just going to read it. If you want to be with Jenna again, you must make the transition now. You are in limbo at this moment, but the choice is yours. A warm voice filled his head. It wasn't his angel, but it was comforting. He turned back to the way the white wolf went. He struggled to his feet. He wanted to see Jenna again. He made it to his paws and saw a perfect print in the snow. It was the white wolf's. Balto knew what he had to do. He placed his paw within the print and lifted his head in the first wolf call in a long time. He put his soul into the howl, and soon the white wolf came. It lifted its head and joined in the song. He felt all his agony fade as he gave voice to them. The wolf before him glowed gently, and soon he grew quiet. The glow faded from the wolf's coat. Do you want to be this mysterious character?
Yeah. Come, my son.
The wolf led him through the blizzard. Balto kept up with the wolf until an image to his left caught his eye. It was Jenna. Joy filled his heart as he raced over to her. They tumbled about in their joy, and then their gazes locked. Balto had so much wanted to tell her, but the words lodged in his throat. She seemed to understand, though, and brushed her head against his neck. He nuzzled her back. She broke away after a moment and turned her attention to a glowing rainbow behind them. He knew something was coming, and he didn't like it.
I have to go now, Balto.
Her image began to grow indistinct and glow. Can I come with you? He watched her glow brighter.
You have a different path, but we'll see each other again.
Her voice grew faint. He watched as she formed into the northern lights and gave him a farewell howl. Then she faded up into the sky. He lowered his head in despair, and despair filled his heart. He came to see her only to lose her again. This is the other voice.
Oh, Balto.
The warm voice sounded to him, right? He turned to see the white wolf.
It's his time.
The wolf led him off into the unknown. Balto vowed he would find Jenna again and never let her go. Darkness engulfed him as he followed the wolf. The end. In italics, hope you guys enjoyed the story. I know I enjoyed writing it. Also, sorry if it isn't a happily ever after scenario, but it would be wrong to let Balto escape punishment for what he did in his life. So that's canon. He actually killed them.
Wow. What? Okay.
The author basically confirmed it there because he had needed punishment. So it's like, what?
So he died.
So they're all dead? They literally all died.
Yeah.
What the heck? I wasn't expecting all of them to die.
What the heck was that?
That was quite unhinged.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, the description says Balto becomes unhinged after the fight with Steel, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Okay.
What did you think of our first two-parter?
Good. I think we could have read all this at once, honestly.
We could have. I just thought it'd be really funny to tease that Jenna might die.
Yeah, and she did. And
hey,
I was right.
It would have been another, like, 2-hour-long ones in the same session, so it would have been a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty wild. So he died, and then like
this feels a lot like The Giver.
That's what it was reminding me of. Yeah,
I mean, it's very similar. Like, spoilers for The Giver if you don't know it, but what was his name? Freaking.
Oh
kid.
My gosh!
It wasn't Jonah, was it? I feel like that was another weird young adult book.
The Giver.
But when the kid, like, you know, like at the end of the book, when
Jonas,
I was close. Yeah. When Jonas is at the end of the book and he's like in the snow, and then it's like you don't know if he's dead or like, and like going to heaven or if he's like really found like civilization, but it's also in the snow. And it's also like it's the same like imagery that I had in my head when I read that, and then it's the same imagery I have in my head now, where he's just in this white blizzard of death, and then he like wakes up. I think this is a lot more concrete though.
Yeah, no,
especially as the author at the end says he's like punishment. So it's like I think he's in. Well, he said he was in limbo. The majestic white wolf said he was in limbo, and I think. But see, Jenna's not there. So, like, what happened?
Well, no, it's... Okay,
Jenna
so...
was, like, left.
Look at the wolf says, "Come, my son."
But that's just a general... That could be a general,
It could be, but it also could mean that he is in dog heaven.
But he is a wolf, too, so it could just be, like, all wolves are, like, my child. It could be the wolf god or something.
Well,
I don't know.
it could be he's in heaven, and that was his, his father. And also could be why he also saw Jenna too.
But in the
she's
second movie, don't they meet the like?
I am not taking the sequels into this because
this doesn't feel like it takes place with the sequels because he doesn't have kids.
It is absolutely
Good point.
not. Yeah,
but they could still use lore from it because the second movie was very much I don't even know.
I cannot remember.
So my headcanon is that I'm going to say my headcanon for this fanfiction, so we're getting into fanfiction of fanfictions, is that I don't actually think Balto killed anyone. I just think he had this huge mental trauma that was taking over after he hit his head. I think it just I basically think he was hallucinating a lot, and he was doing a lot of self-inflicted stuff. Thinking it was steel or something else, and then he actually ran away and actually fell into the water and actually died. And then the white wolf, whatever figure that would be, let's just say it's I think it's more like a guardian rather than God himself or his father or something. I think it's just a guardian going to bring him to heaven, but first it's you can see Jenna for one more time before she dies. I think that's what. Because she says, it's you're going on a different path, but we'll see each other again. I think she's going to, when she dies, she's going to go to heaven and see Balto again. So I think to Jenna, he just disappears for 2 days and then is never seen again. Because, because he did attack her friend. I think that was real.
Yeah, that was.
This is actually very interesting. This is actually a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be.
You could look at this at many different ways.
So yeah, my headcanon is that Balto's last actions, actual actions to someone else, was when he attacked Balto's friends. Everything after that was full hallucination, and then he'd actually legitimately died. And then Jenna is just so he attacks my friend and then disappears, and then eventually comes to the conclusion that he's dead somewhere. And so he's underwater. They wouldn't even find a body till at least summer when the ice thawed, but he would sink.
I don't think so because
what's your headcanon? What's your fan
theory?
theory?
When Balto kills Jenna, she's talking, she's asking
but it's
Balto,
very out of character because
what's wrong.
But she's movie Jenna would be fucking pissed. She'd be Balto, you asshole, get over here. Why did you attack my friend?
Yeah.
But in this scenario, she's just Balto, what's wrong, Balto? What's going on? And she's following him.
That's true. Yeah, because
remember, this is movie 1, Balto and Jenna. So, they're not, fully...
Well,
they didn't have sex yet.
Wait.
They don't have kids yet.
Wait. Yeah, because he is really chill.
That I don't know if you noticed that, but that, really threw me, how she was acting.
Yeah, because it also could be where that wasn't real. Where
that's what I'm saying. In my headcanon, that wasn't real. That wasn't a real Jenna. He didn't attack Jenna. He didn't attack Steel. That was just him attacking himself with a full hallucination. He's fully crazy now.
Yeah, there's gonna be people that you point it easily point. They said this also. It obviously means this, and yeah. So we're probably completely missing something. I don't think. It sounds very straightforward. The thing that trips me up is when she says well, you have a different path, but we'll see each other again. Because my original headcanon is that he did kill them. And Balto was seeing Jenna's soul go into the afterlife, but then because Balto killed people, he's gonna go to hell, dog hell or something, or she's going to dog heaven. But the thing that trips me up is when she says we'll see each other again.
Because
that originally was my headcanon. That's what I thought was happening, but. You can't see each other again whether you're in heaven or hell. So,
It's just that last author's note where it's like he needs punishment that confirms that he actually legitimately died. Like, that's like the most concrete thing we have.
Yeah.
We don't know, like, but at the same time, if he needs punishment, then maybe he actually did kill them. I don't know. It's a little confusing.
There should have been.
I like my headcanon.
There should have been one more chapter of Boris seeing his dead body.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's like the next summer. So like the lake is like thawed out, and like his body washes ashore, and it happens to be Boris's favorite watering hole, and he's like, "Oh,
Balto!
I did every accent.
No, who did this to you?
And then it's just like this whole thing where like Jenna comes and is like, "Oh no, what happened? Like he was acting so weird. I didn't have a chance to talk to him."
What if there's a sequel that's like the Detective Boris, and he's like trying to find out what happened to Balto?
Yeah, so he's Detective Boris. He's like he goes on the trail and he retraces all the steps, and he's like, "Oh look, there's a pack of wolves here, and Balto was here, but they didn't engage with each other. And then Balto went into town and killed Steele." Like,
and then he's suddenly like a big twist that he interviews Steele, and it's like, whoa, Steele's alive.
And it's like,
yeah.
I didn't get back to town until like 3 weeks after Balto's disappearance. It took me so long in the blizzard to find my way back, and it's just like I don't know what happened to him. Like he fought me and pushed me off a cliff, and then he laughed. I don't know. Oh yeah, duh. This takes place in the movie, like instead of the movie. Remember the first chapter was.
I assumed you knew that.
No, you're editing the video. I kind of forgot. It was a week ago.
Oh
remember?
yeah.
For me, it was literally a week ago. I didn't reread the first.
So
two
yeah, that's why I
chapters.
said like the sequels aren't like don't take the sequels into consideration.
I want to. Sequels are funny, especially the third one where they're just flying airplanes for no reason.
Oh my god, you're right. I forgot that the third movie was about that. What the heck?
I think the third movie both movies just sidelined Balto too because they couldn't get the voice actor back, so they don't want him to talk.
I literally don't remember. I remember like the DVD cover. Wait, I'm gonna look it up.
Of course, I remember both DVD covers. They're pretty cool.
Okay.
Not the third one actually. So the second one's pretty cool.
Balto 3.
Wings of Change.
Yeah, Wings is okay. I remember like him in the airplane for some reason. Like that's the cover I was thinking of.
That was the Boris heavy one too, I think.
Oh I think Boris
did a lot of heavy lifting.
I think Boris fucked someone. I can't remember though.
Oh yeah, like the sexy lady goose.
I think there was a sexy lady goose. Of course I could,
It could have been any of them, to be honest.
It could have been any of them. Oh yeah, the bears. Do you remember the panda bears? Like, they're like polar bears. Yeah,
vaguely.
They're like autistic polar bears in the movie. I want
to watch the trilogy again.
I'm just looking at this cover. Yeah, because he has to race. He has to race the plane. It's like, ooh, can he race the plane?
Isn't it what's his son's name?
Oh wait, no, I'm not saying the name here. He's on the front.
Okay, now I gotta look it up now.
I mean, I can look at the cast. Dusty.
Cody. Yeah, Dusty
or Cody.
I think Cody
Dipsy.
was the red one. What Dipsy?
Mel. Goose. I was saying Kirby. I'm just looking at the cast.
I think it was. Yeah. Wait, Dusty. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh yeah, Cody. So Cody works for the U.S. Mail. So I think Cody was the one who had to race because it was the mail plane. It was like, oh, this plane is gonna make sled dogs obsolete. So Cody's like, no, I gotta save the tradition or something. Yes, Boris is front and center on the cover.
Wait.
Boris is right here on the cover.
Hold on, Bill Fargerbage. I think the voice of Patrick Star is in this.
Oh my gosh, he has so many children. I'm just looking at the images on the wiki.
He's like, Ralph.
There are so many. Oh yeah, sexy lady goose.
Okay, there was a
Stella.
sexy lady goose.
Remember Stella?
No, I don't remember Stella.
Why not? How do you not remember Stella? Everyone's favorite
smart
character.
Okay, what is she?
I'm literally just looking through the gallery on the wiki.
Okay, she's been in nothing I recognize. I mean, why would you? This is the third Balto movie.
I think this is just screen caps from random movies. This has nothing to do with the third one.
So I mean, I mean, Sexy Lady Goose could be in the first one for all we know.
Dang it. So I'm just going to look on the Stella.
Please do not go in the images tab. Please, for the love of God,
It's
do
the
not.
wiki. They're not going to have porn in there. Stella is a female goose, female snow goose who appears in Balto 3 Wings of Change. I was right. That was the one with Sexy Lady
that
Goose.
was the Sexy Lady Goose. Okay.
I remember way more about this movie than the show.
Apparently, yeah.
The biography.
Oh my gosh, we are running out of time. We gotta record my fan fiction.
Oh yeah, your mystery one. So that was our first multi-parter. So
yeah. Let's just say if this really put you in like a pretty bad mood, I'm pretty sure you might like the one that I got for next week.
So tune in next week when you'll be in the bad mood for an entire week because of this episode, but then you'll be lifted up again next week.
Yeah. Thank you for watching Pick a Fic.
Hey.
What?
I'm the host.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for listening to Pick a Fic, the podcast. There is a YouTube version you can watch with images and the fan fiction on the screen, so you can read along. We've got a Blue Sky now.
Oh,
I made one since the last recording, but that happened probably like a month and a half ago. By the time you're actually listening to this, there's a Blue Sky. Well, it's for the Midnight Vibes channel, but I post about this fan fiction on there. We have the Midnight Vibes Twitter, which actually, now that I think about it, I don't put those in the description. I'm a bad YouTuber / content creator, which is a terrible word, but that's what we're called. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, generic YouTube stuff. Goodbye.
I give this a
4 out
of 5.
4 out of 5. Well, that's fair. Is there a cringe scale?
I say cringe is like, there's not really any cringe. I say 0.
I'll give it. No cringe.
No cringe.
0 cringe here. I would similarly give it a 4 out of 5. There was a few grammatical things that kind of took me out of it a few times, and then the ending was very confusing. Otherwise, it was pretty enjoyable by fanfiction standards, at least by the standards we've set for ourselves on this show. Reading some of the strangest things ever put to pen. Okay, now for real, we're going to end the episode. So see you all next Monday.
Bye.